Here are the 13 dumb reasons people have sued fast food chains. Mick Toothache. A resident of Palm Beach had a harrowing experience in May of 2020 when he bit into a McNugget and felt a sudden sharp pain in his teeth. Upon closer inspection, he discovered a bone measuring less than 12 centimeters inside the breaded chicken. This resulted in 2 minor fractures to his teeth, and after a visit to the dentist, a $1.1 million lawsuit was filed against the fast food chain. McDonald's is currently investigating the man's claim, who is advocating for the removal of McNuggets from the menu. Ironically, the bone was actually one of the 4 standard shapes that all McNuggets are made into. Something fishy. In January 2021, a lawsuit was brought forth in California alleging that Subway's tuna sandwich wasn't made of pure tuna. It's a claim that was backed up by the New York Times, which conducted an investigation and found no DNA from 5 species of tuna in the samples taken from the 3 Subway locations in LA. Despite Subway's denial of the allegations, the lawsuit made the waves in the news. In June, the plaintiffs revised their charges to say that the product was misleadingly labeled as 100% sustainably caught skipjack and yellowfin tuna, or simply 100% tuna, even though it may not have been either of those types of tuna or 100% tuna at all. To add insult to injury, in December 2020, an Irish court ruled that Subway's bread contained too much sugar to be considered bread at all. Iced Stout. A humorous lawsuit was brought against Starbucks, accusing them of putting too much ice in their drinks and not enough coffee. The plaintiff argued that this meant customers were getting less coffee than what the drink sizes advertised. However, the judge dismissed the case, stating that a reasonable consumer ordering an iced drink should expect to receive both ice and coffee. Go figure. Taco Hell. A New Jersey couple filed a lawsuit against Taco Bell and Yum Brands in September 2019, claiming they were overcharged for 2 $5 Chalupa craving boxes, which cost them $12.18. That was before tax. The couple argued that the advertised $5 price in a Taco Bell commercial induced them to visit the restaurant and requested compensation for their time and gas expenses. The case did go to federal court in October, with Taco Bell defending their commercials. Prices may vary. Disclaimer. McPressure. A father named Antonio Bramante sued McDonald's for marketing Happy Meals to his children. Bramante, who was a regular at McDonald's, often brought his young children there and argued that the Happy Meal advertisements were positioned at their eye level and they had toys on display, which caused his children to repeatedly request Happy Meals. Bramante felt pressured by McDonald's, but Canada has a law prohibiting advertising to children under 13 with exceptions. Bramante claimed that McDonald's did not fall under those exceptions, but McDonald's disagreed. The case was declared valid by a Quebec judge, but no ruling has been made yet. Despite the advertising restrictions, McDonald's has not been banned in Canada. Finger food. In one of the more famous fast food lawsuits, a woman sued Wendy's after claiming to have found a human fingertip in her chili. However, this wasn't just a case of a customer finding an unwanted body part in her meal. The woman, Ana Ayala, had actually planted the fingertip herself in a scheme to win compensation through a lawsuit. The fingertip was real, having been given to Ayala's husband by a co-worker who had lost it in a workplace accident. Both Ayala and her husband eventually admitted to conspiring to file a false claim and attempted grand theft, resulting in their imprisonment. Fake steak. A resident of Queens sued Dunkin' Donuts in 2017 over the contents of its Angus steak and egg sandwich. The plaintiff claimed that the beef patty used in the sandwich was not a real cut of steak and felt misled by the commercial that emphasized the steak component. Dunkin' argued that the ingredients were clearly listed and available for customers to view. The lawsuit resulted in debates about the definition of the word steak, and as of June 2019, a verdict had not been reached. Say cheese! In 2018, a Fort Lauderdale couple sued McDonald's for $5 million due to a discrepancy in the menu. They were unhappy that the option to have a quarter pounder without the cheese was removed, as it used to be available and now it costs 90 cents more with cheese. The couple believed that McDonald's was deceiving customers into paying for cheese they didn't want. However, the case was won by McDonald's, with the judge stating that a quarter pounder with cheese and without cheese are separate products that can be purchased separately. 69 cents. A New York woman sued Burger King over the 20-cent difference in the price of a large Coke. The closest Burger King to her charged 89 cents for a Coke, but she found one for 69 cents at another location that was a bit further away. She sought $100 in compensation for the extra walk and sued Burger King. However, the fast food chain won the lawsuit, even though they didn't appear in court. Fruitcake. In 2016, Jason Sadian, a resident of LA, sued Krispy Kreme for $5 million, alleging that some of their fruit-flavored desserts did not contain actual fruit, and their maple bar and other products contain no maple ingredients. He argued that the desserts should match the descriptions on the labels, such as glazed raspberry-filled, containing real raspberries. Despite finding some inconsistencies in the ingredients, the lawsuit was voluntarily dismissed by Jason in 2017. Half chicken. In 2016, a woman from New York sued KFC for false advertising after receiving a fill-up chicken bucket that wasn't completely full, contrary to the advertisements that showed an overflowing bucket of fried chicken. She claimed that the commercials promised enough food to feed an entire family, but she only received a half a bucket. Despite KFC offering her gift certificates, she filed a lawsuit, but the complaint was dismissed by the court. The difference between the advertisements and the actual product is common in fast food marketing. No sprouts. In California, Heather Starks sued Jimmy John's over a sandwich that she claimed was falsely advertised as having sprouts. Despite the sandwich's description indicating it contained sprouts, it did not. According to WKTR News, her lawsuit stated that the sandwiches were advertised with sprouts online and in store menus, among other places, but did not include sprouts. Jimmy John's resolved the issue by offering free side vouchers to anyone who reported a similar issue with a sprout-less sandwich. Too short. In the early 21st century, Subway's $5 footlong jingle became widely recognized. However, its accuracy was challenged by a teenager in Australia who posed with a sandwich and measuring tape, showing it was 1 inch short of the promised 12 inches. This led to multiple lawsuits that were consolidated into one and lasted for years. Eventually, Subway agreed to pay $500 and attorney fees to each of the 10 plaintiffs in early 2016.